Hey everybody, how you doing? Glad to have you back at the channel. It's your boy Gerald. Let's jump into it. So today we're going to be talking about packaging our application. This is a continuation in the application delivery series where we've already talked about writing our app, we've talked about testing our app, and now we're going to talk about what it means to package our application. We're going to cover three main points. The first one being, what is a practical definition of packaging our application? The next point is we're going to jump into how has packaging our application kind of changed over time? And then we're going to wrap up by going over some tools that we can use to package our app. In simple terms, packaging our application is taking the app's written form and gathering all of its dependencies into one unit, which we'll call an artifact, that then we can use to deploy. This artifact should ideally be tied to a version number. That version would specify what are all the features that are included in this particular snapshot of our software that's going to then be deployed to our users. Over time, these deployable artifacts have taken different shapes. Before, we used to just focus on creating a binary file that then we would deploy to some sort of virtual machine. In recent times, we've standardized around actually creating container images. And there are some that still will even create VM-based images with the contents of your application and all of its dependencies encapsulated in that VM image. There are many different ways to package our apps and all of their dependencies, but these are just a few and an example of how it's changed over time. Right now, again, at this point in time, we're definitely standardized more so around containers and container orchestration. Let me know in the comments below if you want a video specifically on those topics. Now, we mentioned containers, and Docker is one of those main tools that you can actually use to create these containers and manage these containers. There are definitely other tools, but Docker is by far, I'd say, the most common even still at this point. And then you have other tools like HashiCorp Packer, which is used not just to create container images in the form of Docker containers, but also VM images, etc. Then we even have things like cloud native build packs, which we can use to also create these container images in a standardized way. Now, depending on the application you're writing and the language you're using, you may have specific considerations around that language that you need to consider when packaging your application and getting it ready as a deployable artifact. Now, after we package our app as this deployable artifact, we then have to go about the next step of application delivery, which is actually deploying that app. And I would say that that next step actually consists of not just a deploy step, but also a release step. And we'll get into that more in the next video in the application delivery series. If you've enjoyed the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Gerald out.